Her regret came too late. The rain started the moment I stepped outside. Cold drops tapped against my shoulders. Each one felt like a reminder of the conversation that had just ended. She stood in the doorway behind me. Her voice was steady, but her eyes were trembling. She said she needed time. She said she needed space. She said she could not choose me. I remember the hallway lights flickering above us. I remember the faint hum of the refrigerator. I remember the tightness in my chest as the truth settled in. I walked away without speaking. The wet pavement reflected the streetlights like broken glass. Cars passed slowly, their headlights slicing through the mist. My breathing echoed in my ears. My hands felt numb. My heart felt heavier with every step. I reached the corner. The air smelled of wet soil and rust. A distant dog barked once, then went quiet. My phone vibrated in my pocket. I hesitated before looking. It was her. I stared at the screen. Her name glowed through the droplets on the glass, but I did not answer. Not this time. I kept walking until the city noises faded away. Only my footsteps remained, steady, hollow, uncertain. The next days passed slowly. Room by room, the quiet in my apartment grew deeper. I stopped checking my phone. I stopped opening the curtains. I stopped waiting for her. But on the seventh night, everything changed. A knock echoed across my door, soft at first, then sharper, then urgent. I opened it slowly. She stood there. Her hair was soaked, her eyes were red, her breath trembled as she spoke. She said she made a mistake. She said she felt something missing the moment I walked away. She said the silence hurt more than any choice she could have made. She said she wanted me. I did not speak. My throat tightened. My pulse hammered against my ribs. I could smell rain on her clothes. I could feel the cold drifting inside with her. She stepped closer. Her voice cracked. She said she was ready. She said she finally chose me. But my gaze drifted behind her, down the dim hallway, toward the elevator where another figure was approaching. A man, tall, calm, walking with steady purpose. He looked at her first, then at me, then back at her. His expression did not change, not even a little. She froze. Her breath caught. Her hands began to shake. I could see recognition rush through her eyes like a sudden storm. He stepped beside her. He did not need to introduce himself. The look between them said everything. A choice had already been made long before she came here. A choice she believed she could undo. A choice that she now realized had consequences. She whispered my name, barely audible, barely whole. I stepped back from the doorway. Her face fell. Her shoulders collapsed inward. Her regret arrived too late. The man reached for her arm gently, not forceful, not possessive, just certain. Certain in a way she never was. She tried to speak again, but the words dissolved before they formed. I closed the door slowly. The sound of the latch echoed through the room like a final breath. The silence returned, calm, complete, final. For the first time in weeks, the weight in my chest lifted. I exhaled deeply. My hands stopped shaking. My heart grew steady again. Outside my door, their footsteps faded down the hallway. One hesitant, one shore. I walked to the window. The rain had stopped. The clouds were clearing. A pale band of moonlight stretched across the street below. I stood there for a long moment, breathing, listening, letting the last pieces of her fall away. Then I picked up my phone, not to check her messages, not to wait for her voice, but to call the one person who stayed constant through everything. A voice answered on the first ring, warm, steady, relieved to hear me. I smiled for the first time in days. My story with her had ended, but this new chapter was just beginning. And this time, the choice was mine, fully mine, finally mine.